Well, welcome everyone to Mindful Mondays with Laura Cross, where we are your resource for education, connection, and collaborations to support you on your wellness journey. And I would like to start by thanking our sponsors, Dr. Grant, Vibe, and White Sands Premier Travel for their sponsored appearance, because it's these sponsored appearances that make Mindful Mondays possible. Now, as Canada's authority in integrative and functional medicine, Dr. Grant has dedicated his career to transforming lives and through holistic wellness. So, with an impressive background as a scientist, professor, and biofeedback expert, he has helped over 38,000 clients regain their health and vitality, from Olympic athletes to Fortune 500 companies. So let's get ready to dive into the world of natural pain management, stress relief, and anti-aging strategies with our guest, Dr. Grant. Dr. Grant, thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much, Laura, for the invitation.
Oh, absolutely. I love what you are doing. Can you tell us what inspired you to pursue a career in integrative and functional medicine, and how did your journey begin at the University of Toronto?
It actually begins, Laura, when I was 18 years young. At 18 years, I lost my mom at young age of 45 years, almost like a midlife from diabetes, obesity, blood pressure, heart disease. Nothing helped her. Medications, operation, radiation, amputation, nothing helped. So she passed away and left me either to become a victor or a victim. So I decided to be a victor, to study functional medicine, lifestyle medicine, focus on prevention, not intervention, self-care instead of crisis care. That started at age 18, which inspired me to learn 3 bachelor's degrees, 3 master's degrees. I only 3 doctorate degrees because I'm still learning, Laura.
Only three. I like that. Yeah.
In my early 70 now, I'm still learning until my last breath. So if God gave me another 25 years, I want to help more than, 70,000, not just 38,000 clients worldwide. And my goal in life, Laura, not to have a teenagers losing their mom at young age of 45. That's what makes me tick. That's what my passion is about.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that you had to experience that, but I mean, it's kind of an amazing transformation, and especially the fact at 18, you realize that we needed to be preventive and not, because we're always more reactive. It's after the fact, and at least that's why
Yes.
our healthcare system has always been set up, and looking at it as being a victor instead of a victim. That's not easy to do,
I
especially at
know.
18.
Yes. Yes.
So, throughout your extensive research and your practice, what key experiences then shaped your philosophy on wellness?
I found that prevention is always better than intervention, and holistic care, natural medicine, lifestyle medicine, integrative medicine, it's all focused on prevention, not just giving a drug to mask the symptom and to cover up the disease. So that's really my goal, is to help people with lifestyle. Laura, nothing can fix poor lifestyle. Like if you are dehydrated, if you do not drink enough water, nothing can substitute water. And then I see almost like 90% of my clients, they don't drink half their body ounce in water daily. They only drink maybe 4 glasses, maybe three. I said, what else do you drink? Oh, I drink 3 coffee, 2 sodas. That's not what the body is made up from. Not coffee, not soda, not alcohol. It's made from H2O. So we need H2O. We need 3 liters for the average person per day.
Yep, I've learned that before too. I always tell people it's like, no, it's water, half your weight. They're like, well, iced tea has water in it. Well, there's a lot of things that have water in it, but it's not pure water, right? So,
Yeah,
do you
it's a pure
really
water.
count iced tea, or
Yeah. No, actually, you can have herbal tea, chamomile tea. I'm drinking right now coconut water, which is very healthy.
okay?
Yeah, it's a natural coconut water.
Hmm.
Like any water, it does not have to be H2O, H2O. Like it can be other just water, as long as it's because that's what the body needs. That's what it use to detox and to hydrate. And the function of hydration is so important for every organ in the body, Laura. Not just the liver, the gallbladder, and the kidney, but for every organ in the body, we need to be fully hydrated, fully oxygenated. And that's why we put Lifestyle IQ at the Academy of Wellness.com. Nothing can substitute poor lifestyle. I don't know of any single drug or a single supplement that can fix poor lifestyle. We got to start to drink the water, do the exercise, do the healthy eating, and all of this stuff to live healthier, longer, stronger beyond the age of 100.
Yeah. And I love that mindset too. So can maybe you can share with people a little bit what happens when you're not hydrated enough? What symptoms would scream to them that, hey, you're not drinking enough water?
Okay, so you start to get fatigue because the water is actually lubricant. It's, it's not just the detox, it's the lubricant for the body, and it carries all of the nutrients to the stomach and then intestine and so on. So you feel tired, you feel
Hmm.
lethargic, and then you feel having gas and bloating. You're not digesting the food properly. Like like almost like running the car with low oil. It's like, how can you run the car with no oil? And like, or low gas. If your gas tank
Hmm.
went very low, can you put anything except gasoline? Like you cannot put water in the tank, right? You cannot.
Oh no.
So everything has to have the proper fluid. So this is our gasoline here for the engine, right there.
Right, right.
Yeah,
And it only makes sense too, because like things kind of like dry up if you're not hydrated. So I'm sure you would see the results like in your skin. And
yes,
yep.
yes. Itchy skin, dry skin, everything is dry. But when you see somebody have nice skin like yours, that means you're drinking the water. No wrinkles. And when you start to not drink the water, you become like a prune. The skin becomes, wrinkly.
Yeah, when I was younger, I drank a lot of sodas and stuff, but as I got older and stuff, it's like, oh, it just made me feel so bloated and weighed down. And it's like, nope, I just do water normally, or tea is pretty much all you'll ever see me drink. But
Absolutely. So you're gonna live
yeah.
till age 121 or 131, Laura.
We'll see. I always say age is just a number. It's all in how you feel.
Exactly. And then you help more people. You create this for one reason only, is to help people. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Well, you've worked with a diverse range of clients, though, including Fortune 500 companies and Olympic athletes. So, how do their wellness needs differ, and what common challenges do you observe across these groups?
Well, when I do the lifestyle IQ at the Academy of Wellness.com, the average of 38,000 clients score about 50 to 55%. That's the average score. My athletes, the top athletes in Canada, US, and Europe, must score 90% on that lifestyle IQ before they compete. I had one athlete, he came to me on Friday before he competes on Monday, and his wellness IQ was only 80. He usually get 90 all the time, 90, 91, 92. I
Mhm.
said, "So what's going on?" He said, "Oh, I just had a birthday party on the weekend. They ate a lot of, you know what happened at the birthday party, the cakes and the alcohol and all of this stuff." I said, "You cannot compete on Monday." He said, "Why?" I said, "Because you cannot push your body to that maximum physical limit when you're 80. Like 80, anybody like us, an average person, 80 will be the healthiest person. But for athletes, it's not healthy at all. They gotta have
Okay.
not like this, like the body have to be fully optimized physically, mentally, and otherwise, because it's really they push their muscle to the highest limits. So they may even get a heart attack when they eat lots of sugar and lots of caffeine and lots of alcohol before the competition. You know that. I'm sure everybody knows that. That's why we had somebody 22-year-old playing football, 22 having a heart attack in the football game. How can a football player get a heart attack? And it's very common. That happens. So anyway, he said, "I will never go to birthday party for the competition again."
It's not to say that you can't celebrate it. You just don't want to do it before a competition.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the whole thing.
Because basically that's what you're saying. Because it takes time to
Yeah.
recover and get back up
Yes.
to that level that they need.
Yeah. So that's the difference between athletes and the average person. As long as they fully hydrated and I know what they eat, what they should not eat, and what's eating them for stress, because stress causes 85% of all diseases. So you have to manage the stress. Because if you have a lot of stress, you have cortisol, you have epinephrine, you have adrenaline, and you have some problem with other neurotransmitters that can cause illness and it can cause heart attack and stroke and so on. So we need to manage. Like there is no absence of stress. There is no way.
Right.
The absence of stress is death. So when you die, then that's zero,
And
zero
you have nothing to
stress.
stress about. There's nothing to stress about.
But then we have to learn how to manage the stress, not to go like this.
Right.
So that's really what I coach my client to do the lifestyle IQ. After we finish that, then we do what's called the virtual voice scan, the one I did for you. And so this is the virtual voice scan that detect and correct frequency it will give you something similar to MRI
Mm-hmm.
across every body organ from head to toe, collates to 98% of the common MRI that you get in any clinic or in a hospital. Every organ is, it shows here in 3 dimensions to show exactly how the MRI at 98% correlation. If you do this in the US, a single MRI will cost you $5,000 with the insurance. If you have Humana or any other insurance, they may reduce part of that. But if you do complete MRI, you'll be looking to pay more than $100,000. So
Right.
when we do this, Laura, that I showed you, people will say, "Oh my God, it's beyond any other things I've done." This is actually an app that is invented in the US, and it's called the Virtual Voice Scan based on voice energy, voice frequency, and it uses AI and HI, not only the artificial intelligence but also the human intelligence to do the interpretation. It will also show the athletes before they compete how healthy is their body, not only the 3 dimensions that we see here for the athletes, like we
Mm-hmm.
have to look at the heart. I mean, for athletes, the heart and the lungs are very, very important organs. So it must be really in good shape here. So we see the heart here in 3 dimension. You see this here?
Right. Yes.
The heart.
Yep.
And if there's any red flags here in this section, then we tell them be careful. So it shows that. Also, it will show food allergy, like I showed you before. It will show any food allergy. It will show the status of all of the chakras, which is the Indian medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, to show the 7 energy centers in the body. So if somebody have any allergy, it show they have problem with dairy,
Mm-hmm.
problem with vegetables, problem with fruits. It show all of the allergies here. And then after it shows all of the allergies, it shows all of the chakras. And one of my colleague, Diana, actually does this virtually uh, through the Akashic record. So when she does the chakra, and then I do the chakra here, there's a correlation of almost like 98%. You understand? So,
Yes.
so the chakras here indicating how healthy this person is. So
I don't see a lot of red, so I would say that's a pretty healthy person that you're scrolling through there.
actually, this is me, Laura.
Okay. Yeah, I have no doubt.
This is me, Laura. You know,
Uh-huh.
and despite my bad gene, despite my bad DNA, you can see here. Oh, you see all green here. Okay, and here's the chakras. You see, these are the 7 chakras right here
Right.
to show everything. Chakras. You see that here?
Yep. I do.
Chakras.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have double reds. I only have a single red there, and I'm working on it right now. And then it show also the meridians, Laura. This is based on Chinese medicine. Okay, do not ask your regular physician about chakra and meridians because they have no what we're talking about here. This is different science here than what they experience and what they learn in the medical school. So this is the meridians right here. You see?
Right. And for people that are not familiar with that, it's really pretty wild and amazing how accurate that can be and represent what's going on with you.
Exactly, Laura. Exactly. And then once you look at the Chinese body here, and you don't see double reds, that means this person is pretty healthy. Like if you look at me here,
Mm-hmm.
you don't see that much red at my young age, right?
Yep.
You
Nope.
see this?
I see. I love that term at your young age. I like that.
You see, like, you know what? It's all about if you keep your car, change the oil, and you keep your engine clean, that's what you're going to get. If you keep your body clean, you avoid all of the toxic food, all of the fast food, because the fast food make you die faster. The slow food in your kitchen, you know what to add into it, you will die slower. It's just common sense. Why it is so uncommon? Like, Laura, tell me, why every mother give their kids toxic lunch? They put a can of Coke or a can of soda, and then the bologna and the salami and the hot dogs. Like, I'm sure every mother loves the kids. I'm sure every mother in the world, and not 99.99% love their kids. So why do you give them toxic food? Is it ignorance or lack of time? Like, seriously, why would you?
I think some of it's lack of education. It's
Exactly.
because when I grew up, this stuff was not discussed or talked about. It was just kind of what you liked, what was affordable, what was easy to put in a lunch because you didn't have the abilities to heat anything up. So, and you get when you get brought up around that, then you kind of keep carrying that on until another generation
Yeah,
says there's something wrong with this.
but if it's convenient, why don't you just cut some carrots and broccoli and celery? And you know what I mean? And then an orange and an apple, one apple a day, avocado. and water. That's a healthy lunch right there.
Yeah. But we
So
now we had that conversation. So I gotta tell people. So we did recently do that scan with you, both Dakota and I, and it was really amazing by just your voice, how much it tells and describes what is going on with your body head to toe. And we do eat a lot of vegetables, but we weren't always cleaning them properly.
yes,
So Dakota heard
yes.
you. We are starting to do that. Can you share with the audience what is the best way when you are getting fresh produce to make sure you don't have the pesticides and stuff on it?
99% of my clients, they just rinse for 3 seconds to 5 seconds in the sink the
Hmm.
produce. Rinsing the produce does not get rid of all of the pesticides, parasites, fungicides, bacteria, all of the stuff. You have to soak it in warm water in the sink, not for 10 seconds, for 10 minutes, with just a tablespoon of vinegar and baking soda. That will allow all of the pesticides, fungicides, parasites to dissociate from the produce. And then after this, you rinse them for 10 seconds. Not 10-second rinse is not going to do it. That's why when I scan people, I see parasites, fungicides, bacteria, fungus, yeast, all of this stuff. It shows in the scan, and I tell them, how long do you soak your vegetables? Say, soak? I don't have time for that. I'll just open the water, 3 seconds. I said, that is not a way to get rid of the. By the way, every produce have pesticides in the US. Even organic vegetables have 5% by law pesticides. So you still have to soak it.
Right. So unless you grew it yourself and you know you didn't put anything on
Then
it.
that's different story. Yeah, then you don't have to do any soaking or any rinsing. Exactly. If you know exactly how you grow it. But
Yeah.
everybody will grow. You usually use a little bit of manure, a little bit of stuff, organic, to make it grow. So that's the one that we need to get rid of when you eat the produce. Exactly. Yes.
So I would say that that's probably another then kind of a misconception because everybody thinks just because it says organic, that means
No,
it's safe and we're good to go.
it's not. We need to also soak it at least for 5, 6 minutes. Yes, 100%. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. No, then that scan is quite amazing, and it does
Thank
it
you
in
so
what
much.
a matter of minutes, right? It didn't. It took us
It's
longer to
actually
go through the report than it did to take than it did to do
it's
the reading.
It's a 15 seconds report, voice that produced 250 pages of accurate report, correlates to blood test, MRI, PET scan, CT scan, ultrasound, X-ray, ECG, AKG, and the correlation is almost like 98%. So I told Dakota to compare this to his blood test. I have not got the answer yet. He has not had a chance yet. So if somebody like me, I compare to my blood test, which is a pristine, I don't have any problems. It shows the same thing, no red flag. So it's good when you have somebody like this.
Hmm.
It's good news when you have somebody like that. So, and by the way, the device not just detect, Laura, it will detect and correct frequency. It will detect and correct frequency. And what I didn't tell you yesterday is this: when we scan somebody here, okay, and then after we finish the scan, we send them an audio files. I hope you listen to the audio files I sent you, because that is so important. I had a client
Every
in the
morning and every
system.
night, like you said, we got all four. I downloaded them into the phones so they can go wherever we go.
You are you are compliant. You're amazing. I get many clients. I give him the file. He does not listen to it. I had a client from the state of Kentucky. His blood sugar was 450, which is supposed to be under 100. And I told him, "You're taking medication." He said, "Yeah, I take 10 meds." I said, "With the 10 meds, your blood sugar is still 450. What's the lowest it gets?" He said, "The lowest I would get it is 370." I said, "But it's like this is 3 times as high as the normal, under 100." Anyway, I put him on a program. His lifestyle IQ was 33%. Once he completed the lifestyle IQ, he knows how to drink half his body ounce in water, 3 liters or 1 gallon a day, and he add to the water lemon, apple cider vinegar, the baking soda, and the turmeric and stuff to clean his body. And then he listened to the audio files, Laura, every night. And when he wake up in the morning, his blood sugar dropped by 50 units a day, from 450 to 400, and then 350, 300, 250, 200. In 5 days, he was half the blood sugar that he has never reached, Jawaj, listening to the sound therapy file that I sent him.
Yeah.
And guess what I did for him after that? We have something here called SEFI. SEFI stands for Subtle Energy Frequency Imprinter. What you can do, you can imprint the frequency in a small vial, and you give it to the client homeopathically, or you can broadcast the frequency. So if you click on Cephii here, and then you click on frequency, you can pick up any frequency from the menu here. Like there are 1,000 frequency here you can pick up from.
Wow.
And then
Okay.
you do the 5 minutes or 10 minutes broadcast frequency. So once you actually do this, then the person get the frequency. So I do this for my clients every month, and I see if they're complying with my recommendations or not. If somebody does not listen to audio files, it'll show that they have the same value. But if somebody like you or Dakota listen to the audio files, it will address all of the red flag. That is why this device is the best AI, human intelligent device ever invented in the history of the world this century from the USA.
It is quite amazing. And I know we have more to discuss, and I think we probably should go in a little more detail, kind of how that works, especially. But we do need to take a quick break from a word from our sponsors, and we will be right back.
PTSD, anxiety, pain, insomnia, and many other ailments. Introducing Vibe, the world's only pocket PEMF device. You place in your pocket while cooking, cleaning, relaxing, watching TV, sitting at your computer, reading, or walking. Self-contained standalone device. No drugs. No other phone or Bluetooth connections required. No monthly subscription fees. No apps to download. No boson. The future of medicine is in the frequencies. Come join the revolution.
Hey, we got soul. Oh yeah, we got soul.
So, Dr. Grant, I know a little bit about this, but you are the one with all the degrees and the doctorates. So, would like to let you explain, because not a lot of us are taught about energy or vibrations, how that stuff works with the body. At least I was never taught that in school.
This
But
is built on voice frequency or voice energy. Everything in life is energy. And it's like, we call it voice print. We take 15 seconds sample of the voice, and then from this voice, small analysis of this to dissect it, we can tell you all of the body organs through energy, through frequency. It's based on Albert Einstein EMC square. Everything is energy. And based on Nikola Tesla about frequency medicine. And Thomas, actually, Edison and Tesla said the future of medicine is frequency medicine. That's what I actually teach for my doctoral students. So this frequency medicine can be detecting and correcting the frequency by receiving your voice, analyzing it. It's almost like doing a lie detector test. How they analyze the voice live. By the way, voice print, same as fingerprint, same as iris print in the eyes. These are the three features identify you from 7 billion people across the world. So with this frequency, let's say we want to have somebody with diabetes, and we click on this and we send them the frequency for diabetes. So I'm gonna actually do this right now here, and then we're gonna send them the frequency now to broadcast that. So we analyze the voice and we broadcast the frequency, or we put it in a vial, and then we put it you take it every day, a couple drops like homeopathically, and that is how we can detect and correct the frequency. So during this 40-minute session with the client, we receive this voice, we analyze it, dissect it, and then from this we get 250 pages report on every organ. We also get the MRI from head to toe. We also get the emotions, like I discovered your four key emotions yesterday, and the color that supports you because the color has frequency. You're aware of the color. Only 15% in the world, Laura, are aware of the color that support them. The other 85% they have no clue. Like you can see me, I wear blue color. I love blue. I love blue skies, blue water. I'm in a resort right now, right on the water. I just love that color. I love blue. I love water, and of course, I love wellness.
Yep.
Why I love wellness because what in my life. That's so the device. This app is amazing. So there is videos on my website. Take a look at it, Laura. For people who are very interested to do this, just mention Laura Cross. We charge $400 for this, but if they mention you, then we cut it down to 150 only. Okay, $150. If you just mention Laura Cross. Okay.
Yeah, and it's amazing how it works. And maybe you can explain to people a little bit more about color, because I don't think everybody's necessarily aware of that. I'm like you. I've always liked I love the clear blue waters of the Caribbean, I guess Air
Yes.
Force blue, but I've always been, yeah, attracted to blue, purple, and you asked me for four colors. Those were the two I could come up with, but it's amazing how how do the colors, maybe explain to people how colors affect
Okay.
people and feelings.
Color has frequency. So when you wear blue, the color that's your favorite color, it will produce more dopamine, acetylcholine, GABA, endorphins in your brain. And by the way, I was the first scientist in the world to isolate beta endorphins in 1981 with two top scientists in Canada. And three of us isolate the endorphins to show how endorphins reduces pain and how the endorphins support the other neurotransmitters to reduce the pain and also to make you happy. And how the endorphins reduce cortisol. If you have high stress and you have cortisol, and then you produce endorphin by laughing, exercise, deep breathing, and all of this stuff, you reduce the cortisol, you reduce your stress, and reduce your pain threshold. So when you look at colors, this is the colors that make you happy because they bring your all of the brain neurotransmitters up. So it become on instead of off. So if somebody like red, they become energized with red color. If somebody like you and me like blue color, and you look at blue skies, blue water, or they even have some blue pictures they look at, okay, they feel energized because that's a frequency that is tuned their body, that tune their brain. It's all about frequency. Everything in life we do is frequency. Okay.
Yeah, it really is amazing. I was like I said, there's nothing I was ever taught in school. It's something I have learned, more recently, especially with more and more people that are into holistic and integrative
Yeah.
medicine and health. And like I said, and like you said, being proactive, rather than reactive.
Absolutely. So if somebody listening to us and watching us, they have no clue what color they like, just go to academyofwellness.com, book 45 minutes appointment with me. I'll show you four colors that you stick to. And if you stick with those four colors for the next month or two, you're going to be the happiest person because then that's a frequency that you're going to make you happy. That will improve your endorphins and dopamine, acetylcholine and GABA and oxytocin, the neurotransmitter for love.
Yeah, I think people don't realize it, but that's why certain rooms or like spas or something things are painted like a certain color because it's meant to enhance relaxation, calmness.
Absolutely
There's
correct.
actually a strategy behind that.
Yes. You're so insightful, Laura. You're amazing. Yeah.
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 So, can you share maybe a particularly memorable case from your time at Sunnybrook Hospital that illustrates the power of integrative medicine?
I had a guy, I was referred to a guy who was 79 years young, and he was taking 28 prescription medications, and he has done two bypass and two stents, yet he still have clogged arteries. He still have angina, and he still have tachycardia, arrhythmia, chest pain on his left side. And the doctors could not do anything. They told him, listen, you're 79. We cannot give you any more meds. And we cannot give you any more surgery because his liver is not going to take any more meds and his heart is not going to take any more surgery. They sent him to hospice and they told him you're going to die in 3 months. That was 1998.
Wow.
So when the person asked me to see him, I said, what am I going to do? He's been using 28 meds and two bypass, two stents. He's in hospice. You think I'm a magician or something? He said, no, just discuss what does he eat. So I went and asked him, what do you eat? He said, oh, nothing, doc, just bacon and eggs. I said, you're eating bacon and eggs and you have 99% clogged arteries. You cannot have any fat. You cannot have any meat, period. Not even cured meats like bacon, hot dogs, or salami. And he said, but I like the taste of it. I like the smell. He said, how long have you been doing that? He said, about 20 years. I said, 20 years, eating like 6 strips of bacon and 3 eggs fried in the bacon fat, and every day for 20 years. Okay, so I said, what do I eat instead? I said, eat porridge, eat oatmeal, eat fruits, vegetables, anything except that fat for 20 years. I don't like the flavor of this. I said, it doesn't matter, but just try it. And then I asked him, how much water do you drink? He said, I don't drink water, I drink soda. I said, how can you drink soda and you have diabetes? He said, no, I drink diet soda. I said, that's even worse for diabetics. And okay, his doctor said it's FDA approved. I worked for the FDA for 10 years, CDC, Health Canada, and FDA approved does not mean FDA safe. Let's put it this way. Okay, diet soda, Laura, is the worst thing you can drink, especially for people who have diabetes. It's a false sense of security. Anyway, so I told him, instead of this, just drink water with lemon. Oh, I don't like the taste of it. I said, sir, if you don't want to do this, I took my lab coat off. I said, okay, the doctor told you you're dying in 3 months. You're dying in 3 months. He said, okay, come back here. I'm going to drink your stupid water. I'm going to eat your stupid porridge. I'm going to try this for 3 months. He did that. In 3 months, Laura, his cardiologist took him off all of the meds. He's fine. He has no need for any medications. He's still alive today at 103 since 1998.
Wow. And he's
And
lucky too, because normally with that extensive damage and bad habits for so many years, you wouldn't think. To me, I would think 3 months is pretty quick to be reversing that and getting off of medicine. But that's just amazing what you can do.
3-4 months, he kept drinking the water. He kept eating all of the healthy stuff. I gave him the vegetables. His wellness IQ was under 20. He was walking dead. After the 3.5-4 months, his lifestyle IQ was 60, like 3 times as much. And
Wow.
by the way, today his lifestyle IQ is over 80%, and he does not like the smell or the taste of bacon. If he smelled the bacon, he would say, that was called complete transformation after 20 years of addiction. I didn't even know that there's a bacon addiction until I saw him, this guy. Anyway, but he's living, he probably will live another 10, maybe 15 more years, healthy. And he drink his water now 1 liter every hour. Like he drink like 4 liters. I said 3 liters. He drink 4 liters per day. He found the benefit of drinking the water, Laura. You know what? When people see the difference in their body and their body thrive and instead of just survive, they start, and then his skin cleared and everything. You know what? By the way, his cardiologist at 48 years young, he told him, you're dying in 3 months. He had a heart attack at 48. So, which teaches us one thing. Nobody in the world knows when somebody dies. You cannot play God here. Why would he tell him you have 3 months to live? And why didn't you tell yourself?
Yeah, exactly. You only know what you know, and if you're not willing to, research other options.
Yeah, but do not play God. But cardiologists have extreme stress, Laura, from bypass, stent, working 12 to 15 hours a day, working. Some of them do the bypass at 2 a.m. in the morning, and they not get enough sleep. No wonder they're stressed. No wonder they get a heart attack at this young age. I mean, how can a cardiologist get a heart attack like a carpenter have a broken door or a plumber have a broken toilet? You know what I mean? It's just like, anyway, but that's a fact that I've been through. It's not just one case, Laura, hundreds.
Yeah. Well, and it's choices. People have the right to make their own choice, and if that's what they're choosing, I mean, there's not much you can do about that. Yeah.
Wellness by choice, not by chance.
Yeah.
That's exactly right, Laura.
So tell me, with over 250 published articles to your name, what do you believe is the most misunderstood aspect to integrative medicine in today's healthcare landscape?
When you use integrative medicine, functional medicine, lifestyle medicine, you can fix any conditions that shows before that it's impossible to fix. For instance, the latest paper I published, which is right now number 397, by the way, it's on dementia, how to prevent and reverse dementia using thermotherapy, vibroacoustic therapy. We took 2 dozens of clients in Toronto here, where I live, and somebody from Wisconsin, Green Bay, Wisconsin, he's another fellow doctor, took another 2 dozens from Green Bay, and we did the study over 3 months, 6 months, and we follow people with amnesia, dementia, and almost borderline Alzheimer. And within 3 months to 6 months, their dementia had been reversed using natural thermotherapy and vibroacoustic therapy. I'm happy to email you a copy of that study. If you know somebody with dementia and living in Missouri or across USA or across the world, send them our way and we'll show them exactly how we do it. Basically, we need to do more belly breathing. Can you believe 95% of my clients do not know how to do belly breathing? They breathe from the chest, not from the belly. We're supposed to breathe from the belly, as I mentioned before, almost like between 5 and 10 belly breath every hour, like that. Not from here, from here. So that's what I told you in Dakota yesterday. And when I ask my clients when I see them first time, take a deep breath, they breathe from here. 95% of 38,000 clients worldwide, they breathe from here. And if you breathe from here, you have what's called hypoxia, low oxygen. Low oxygen makes you tired, makes you snore at night. It can cause sleep apnea. It can cause dementia because the brain needs oxygen. Why the chest breathing is bad? Because you have the rib cage. You cannot expand. The rib cage, you cannot expand this, but you can expand it twice the size of the stomach.
Right.
So if we do this every hour, then you get your brain starts to talk to you, say, thank you, Laura, thank you, Dr. Grant. I'm getting the oxygen that I need now. It's gonna talk. Believe me, you listen to your brain now. It's gonna talk to you, say, I'm in a state of gratitude by giving me what I need, because does the brain need oxygen? Absolutely. How often? Every second.
Wow.
But some people can go for a whole day stressed. And by the way, when you're stressed, you have cortisol. You cannot actually do belly breathing. You cannot even do shallow chest breathing. That's why people get a heart attack while they traffic in the morning on the highways. The cortisol goes very high and cause hypoxia, and that's when they get a heart attack.
Wow.
There's a
Makes
reason
sense.
why.
It makes sense, though.
Thank you. Everything we talk about, it makes sense. But you know what, Laura? Common sense is uncommon. We have to teach this. We got to go through education. That's why we do the lifestyle IQ before I do the test. This test is absolutely useless. And no medications and nothing can fix poor lifestyle. We need to do this.
Right.
We need to do lifestyle IQ. So before we do it, by the way, congratulations, your lifestyle IQ was very high, Laura. I'm so proud of you. You actually surpassed Dakota. And now we're going to have a friendly competition every month. We'll see how...
See how those numbers go?
Exactly. Maybe he's very competitive. He's gonna outscore you.
We race cars. We have a little bit of competitiveness between us. Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful.
So, in your opinion, how does biofeedback play a crucial role in managing the stress and enhancing the overall health?
It's to detect the root cause of the problem, to give you the red flags. Once we see red flags, the answer is easy. Then we just go, what is this red flag? Oh, I have acid reflux. Okay, so you have acid reflux. You go to any physician, they're going to put you on PPI, which is Nexium, Pentaloc, Omeprazole, to suppress the acid. But what's the side effect of that? It's going to increase LDL cholesterol, triglyceride. It's going to cause some problem with the indigestion. It's going to cause problem with the... Okay, so you have to look at the side benefits and side effects. If the side benefits is here, side effects down here, that's good. That's most supplements is like that. But most drugs have side effects like this, side benefits like here, especially statin for cholesterol and PPI for acid reflux. So let's say that you came to me with acid reflux. You want to avoid acid food that cause the acid. Like what? Like bread, white bread, whole wheat bread, white rice, white pasta. And most people who have acid reflux, they're sensitive to dairy. That's why we do the scan to see if they have problem with milk, cow's milk, cheese, butter, ice cream, or acidic. They're acidic in nature. So if somebody have acidity and then they switch to almond milk, coconut milk, which is alkaline in nature, then they avoid the acidity. And they just put half a teaspoon of baking soda, sodium bicarbonate in the water to make their body alkaline. So there's no more acidity, no more acid backup. How much is the box of baking soda, Laura? $1?
It's not that much, but I know people pay thousands of dollars for alkaline water machines to have in their house.
I know.
Not to say that that's not a worthy investment, but I mean, especially if it goes over time, but
Yeah, it's like sometimes all you need is just sodium bicarbonate, and then to make your food alkaline, your water alkaline, and everything you do is alkaline, and you never get acidity. Acid means that you eat acidic food, or when you are under stress, you produce acid because cortisol produces acid. So you have to see the 10 questions and the lifestyle. It's free. Anybody can go to academyofwellness.com and click on lifestyle IQ. It gives you IQ and also EQ to check your stress, to check your emotional quotient and intelligence quotient, for food. It'll show you which food to eat, which food not to eat, and so on. So it takes what, 3 minutes, Laura? 3.5 minutes?
Oh yeah,
It's
it did. I don't think it even really took that long, unless you want to overthink the questions and not try to.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
other than that,
Just do it as much as you can, as soon as you
yeah,
can, and then do this scan with me. Takes 35 minutes. You know what? Then you have a complete picture. It's gonna be like a GPS for your body. Then you know exactly, like your body become like a book. You know exactly which organ is working, which chakra is blocked, which meridian is blocked, where is the problem, and then we can correct it after that. It's like any natural supplement that costs $10, $15, natural herbal supplements. By the way, some people take a very low amount of vitamin D, for instance, because physicians love to recommend only 1,000 IU per day. I take myself between 8,000 to 10,000 IU. I recommend this to one of my clients, and the physician called me and said, "Why do you recommend toxic dose for my client, 10,000 IU vitamin D?" I said, "Doc, I'm a toxicologist. I have a PhD in toxicology. Go to vitamindcouncil.org and call me back before you tell me I give your patient a toxic dose." He went and looked for it. He called me back in half an hour. He said, "Dr. Grant, I apologize. I did not realize that some people take even 15,000, 20,000 IU, and there's zero side effect in the vitamindcouncil.org. When I read that, I'm going to start to recommend to my clients between 2,000 to 8,000 now. I'm going to take it myself too." So here's somebody who's willing to learn, somebody open-minded. But some physician, Laura,
yep,
okay, this is what I learned, and this is 1,000 or under. Actually, some physician recommend on 600 IU, 800 IU, not even 1,000. And that's what they learn.
yeah.
And they don't want to even look at the literature. They don't read. They don't understand anything. So that's the difference between us and the other, physician.
Yeah, I learned that because a lot of times they just, prescribe stuff. I had a friend that was like a pharmacist, and she helped me turn me on to berberine to get my fiance off
Yes,
of the metformin because metformin was,
yes,
killing
absolutely.
it. But she told me the best, berberine to get because there's a bunch of other ones. There's other stuff that gets thrown in there. But the thing is, the doctors just know what you've got this symptom. Let's throw this medication at you, but they don't very rarely, I think, do they ever look to see what could be that side effect. If you wind up with another symptom, they just wind up throwing more drugs at you. And next thing you know, you have this whole host of
Okay,
drugs.
a complete
So,
disclosure, Laura. I have no axe to grind against any practicing Western medicine physician because I did study and I did teach pharmacology and toxicology in the Faculty of Pharmacy and Medicine.
mhm.
That's 40 years ago. Okay, and I know everything to do. So we need physicians for emergency medicine. That's for sure. If
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
break a bone or something or went in a car accident, we need an emergency care physician take care of them in the emergency room. But we do not need a physician to give somebody for diabetes metformin for the rest, or give him 10 medication for diabetes, like my client in Kentucky, and their blood sugar, the lowest he with is 370 from 450. And
Yeah.
he keeps adding this. He keeps adding all of the other meds, fast-acting insulin, slow-acting insulin. Metformin has side effect. And if you don't believe me, go to PubMed, go to Google, go to any library. Metformin side effect. Okay, it's been disclosed and researched by FDA as possible carcinogen. Okay, so you have to read. You have to know what you're putting in your mouth. If it's not, like if you have diabetes, Lord, do you want to have diabetes or cancer or both? Come on.
Yeah, you do. And I'm not saying that, you need to question like, yeah, every doctor, but you should educate yourself to ask
Yes,
questions and not just
yes.
blindly accept what they tell you and throw you on. I think.
100%. I
I
agree
think.
with you 100%. I have no acts against big pharma or drug company that makes research. In fact, I support some of them, like some biotechnology company like Nutella, and their symbol on the NASDAQ is NTLA. They're doing now something so unique to correct genetic disease by using gene editing, using the CRISPR editing technology by changing the DNA and the chromosomes. I love biotechnology company who do like noble research like this. So check it out yourself. NTLA, and Intellia Research Biotechnology in Boston, Massachusetts. So these are the kind of company that I like, for them to keep on helping other people to find, a cure for genetic disease. For they have also a drug for cardiomyopathy. So this is the novel thing by doing gene splicing and gene editing. This is the things that I appreciate as a research scientist myself. So I got nothing against big pharma. I got nothing against physicians. I did work for the FDA and CDC, so I have something to grind. I would not be there for 10 years.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So tell me, as someone deeply involved in anti-aging research, what are simple lifestyle changes you could recommend for individuals who are looking to maintain their vitality as they age?
I'm going to give you my secrets for living longer, healthier, stronger, and happier. The first one is love. You got to love yourself and love others. You got to be able to listen. You got to listen to your body. I only have 3 doctorate degrees. Your body has 25 doctorate degrees. Because the body know when you eat certain food, if it's good for you or not. It'll tell you, give you a signs. So listen to your body. So love, listen, laugh. Laughter is the best medicine. Because if you laugh, you produce endorphins and you produce dopamine and you produce oxytocin and serotonin. Serotonin, by the way, is a happy chemical in the brain that reverses depression and anxiety. And if somebody have any depression and anxiety, they put them on a drug called Prozac that is called SSRI to improve serotonin. But you can improve serotonin by just laughing and walking in the woods or looking at the blue water like here, right down here, down the road here. So love, listen, laugh, let go, just let go. Learn to let go and leave a legacy. This is what I use, and this is what I tell my people to have an attitude of gratitude. The first minute you open your eyes in the morning, you have to be grateful you're still alive. You're above ground, not underground.
Oh, you used to tell people, be glad you're still pushing air, pushing air, not pushing up daisies.
Exactly, exactly. So you have to be grateful. And then you go through either listening to the audio files, through meditation, through uh, basically let your body go through deep breathing for about maybe 2 minutes by breathing deeply from the belly and exhaling. Inhale from the nose and exhale from the mouth. That will actually reduce the dependency on sympathetic nervous system, which is fight, flight, fright, and freeze. But if you wake up in the morning and you open your TV and your radio and you hear about the wars in Afghanistan or the wars in Ukraine and the wars in Israel and the Hamas, and then you're fight, flight, fright, and freeze from the first minute that you wake up in the morning. We're supposed to be 50% sympathetic and 50% parasympathetic, which is rest, digest, deep breathe, relax, laugh, love, listen, let go, and leave a legacy. So we're supposed to be 50-50. Could you believe, Laura, the average person, 75% sympathetic, fight, flight, fright, freeze, versus 25, if they get even 25% parasympathetic. So we're in imbalance. We have to be in balance. So if you wake up in the morning, do that, exercise, listen to the 4 audio files I gave you. And then when you go at night, repeat the same thing again. Listen to audio files and then unwind now. So you don't have to wake up for about 20 minutes, try to get to sleep. By the way, our brain do not have on and off switch. I wish I had this on and off switch.
I swear to God, Dakota has one, but
Some people are like blessed with that switch.
I'm like,
Put your
he'd
head
be
on the
talking
pillow
one
and
second, the next second, pull out. I'm
yeah,
like,
exactly. Some
how
people
do
are
you
like
do
that.
that?
But I'm not like that. I need, like my brain works sometimes on overdrive. So I have to kind of relax that speed from 100 kilometers, 100 miles per hour to 80 to 60 to 10, and then relax, breathe, wind down. So I do meditate. The meditation is really the key here. And that will switch from sympathetic to parasympathetic and then relax. And that is how you feeling very relaxed and you ready now to go to REM sleep. That's what I would recommend for clients to. Of course, I mean, nothing substitute for a healthy lifestyle. The water, the food that you eat, the exercise that you do, the healthy sleep. And by the way, people supposed to go to sleep by 10:30 p.m., not midnight. If you go to bed by midnight, the liver meridian is not going to work, and the gallbladder meridian is not going to. This the Chinese medicine study when every organ starts kicking. So I have some teenagers say I go to bed by 2 in the a.m., but I sleep longer. You cannot make up the lost from 11 until 2. You can never go back and reverse that.
Yeah,
Then you get
can you imagine my life when I worked nights? When I worked
I know.
5:30 at night till 7:30 in the morning, and I tried sleeping during the day. I did that for a lot of years.
Okay, now you know why they call it graveyard shift. Graveyard.
That's where you're going to wind up.
Like there is a reason for it. Seriously, people who work like pilots, and flight attendants, when they go across time zones, they're not the healthiest, and they don't live the longest. And it's a fact of life. So if somebody, let's say you must work graveyard shift, so you cannot change that, but at least try to have in the daytime dark room, because if there's light, it's gonna okay, see what happened is that this gland here between your eyebrows called the pineal gland, that's what makes you go to sleep by secreting melatonin, right? It has to be dark, but try to sleep in the morning. You cannot, it is light. Tell the melatonin, wake up. It's not night yet. So the graveyard worker have to switch and reverse their circadian rhythm.
Yeah.
The circadian rhythm was programmed. So, and people, when they fly across time zones, the circadian rhythm is totally distorted. Totally.
Wow. I know you and I could go on forever because you are just a whole wealth of knowledge, and I really appreciate you being here with us. We got about 4 minutes left. So what would you like to leave the audience with today?
You know what? I'm gonna finish what I started here. Just focus on love, listen, learn, let go, leave a legacy, and you're born for a mission, vision, and a purpose. Find your MVP, find your mission, and if your mission is to live healthier, longer, stronger, follow the lifestyle IQ. Detect whatever causing you all of the imbalance in your body naturally. Once we detect it, then we can correct it. And then exercise, just walking 45 minutes, 1 hour a day. Simple. I'm not asking to go to a gym. People go on the first New Year resolution in the gym until January 7th, and they never show up again. And they pay $300. Just walk or climb the stairs or do treadmill or whatever, bicycles, any exercise, anything to get your heart rate up. So if you do that and you follow your mission is supposed to live longer, healthier. And then their vision is to prevent disease instead of trying to correct it with medication, operation, radiation. And then the purpose is to make your food is your medicine and your medicine be your food. That is all in the academyofwellness.com. Read that, share it with friends, share it with relatives. Like basically by sharing and caring, you're helping other people also to live that journey, and have some wellness club and share all of the concept that we talked about in the past 55 minutes, Laura, because everybody needs to listen and listen to this podcast again. There's lots of stuff here that people need to listen to it twice. Make an appointment with Laura. Laura will help you. She's very knowledgeable. She's not just a podcaster. Make an appointment with Diane Prince, one of my she's actually one of my therapists, and she'll give you a very great session. And she has given me a couple sessions now. I tell you, I don't let anybody work on my body. Very few selected people can do that. So we have lots of people. We have chiropractors. We have integrative doctors that work with us in the Academy of Wellness. We got a list of athletes, the list of our affiliates. We also have online a doctorate program. I'm sure Laura, one of those days, she's going to find the time. I know you're busy to do that. So you know what? Take a challenge. Get yourself to learn. Get just one course. And if you just want one course, ask me to send you the course. Don't worry about any cost. Okay.
Okay.
And that will open your mind, and that will actually grow another neurotransmitters in your brain, and then you're going to be smarter than what you think. All right.
Well, you know I love learning, and I loved having you as our guest today. Thank you for sharing all of that knowledge with us. We are out of time, but I know there's a lot of people out there that are frustrated because they've been going to the doctors over and over, and they know they have something wrong, but doctors don't seem to be able to find it. I would highly recommend you do go to the Academy of Wellness and take that IQ and connect with Dr. Grant, because he is a wealth of knowledge. And by the sounds of it, I didn't even know that people knew stuff that could help dementia. We get in a world where we just that. So I am sure there's plenty of other things that you can help people with. But
That's why
just
I love wellness.
yep.
Why I love wellness. That's why. Thank you, Laura, for that.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody. But take that first step. You can either reach out to me, make comments in the section, reach out to Dr. Grant. We are happy to connect you with anyone that can help you to improve your health. And thank you for joining us. We will see you all next Monday.